Monji, are you able to hear me? Rajendra, are you there? Are you able to hear me? I think people have already started coming in.
Yeah, I am able to hear you, sir.
Wonderful. How are you doing?
I am fine, sir.
Are you in office or you?
I am in the office. Our entire staff, all Anturkas, will be joining from the conference TV.
क्या बात है, क्या बात है. But yeah, it is good to see that the entire team is involved into it.
Yeah, Samir, Karan, Pratik, Nikhil,
क्या बात है.
and my better half, she will also be joining.
Of course, she should be. She should be.
Yeah.
Good, good. Bharat ji, कसे आहात? Mr. Bharat Shah, how are you doing? Anand Mahurkar अजून आलेले नाहीत ना? Good. You can open up your video, Monji. I mean, we can have a conversation.
Yeah. No, but I think you will have to. I am not allowed to.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, the host has stopped. Something like that.
Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Just try now.
No, it is still problem.
Sure. Give me a moment, please.
Yeah. You are feeling cold or what?
No, I as is style marnenge. Just kidding. I've been wanting to be a little cozy for last two days, that because of that headache.
But आप अभी घर पर है ऑफिस में?
Let me not take any risk. That's how it is.
Yeah. Are you at home or at office?
No, office.
Yeah, Rajendra ji is now visible on his video.
Yes.
Okay. Give me a moment. I'll just check.
Yeah, no issues.
लाइट नहीं है ना तेरा सब बसा लगाएगा कभी
मेरे यहाँ टेक्नोलॉजी मैन समीर है, तो मैं sometimes I take Samir's help. Well, धीरे-धीरे now I am becoming conversant.
Yes, for the next, say, a minute, you will be able to.
That's okay.
Able to join in.
Attendees 18-20 आ गए.
Yes, it is. I think we should. I think people are already joining in.
Yeah.
So what's the topic today? You may want to try right now, Mohanji. You may want to try.
Yeah. Video on? No, it is still not. It is still not.
It will.
It will. Okay.
Log back. Mr. Shah, Bharat Shah ji, जर तुम्ही पण प्रयत्न केले तर लगेच होईल ते.
No, I'm still getting the same error.
Okay. there's a notification that must have come on the on your email address. If you can just check that, you'll be able to do it.
On email.
Yes.
तो इसको मिनिमाइज करना पड़ेगा.
हाँ हाँ. तुम्ही डिस्कनेक्ट होऊन परत कनेक्ट व्हा.
हाँ. Okay.
You'll be able to quickly do that.
पण ते नोटिफिकेशन काय करायचं मग?
हरकत नाही. There was just a click. Just it's a link there. Just click that and it'll open.
Okay.
Rajendra, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready, sir.
Wonderful, very nice. We have reached. We will exactly begin at 4:30. We have 1 minute to go. We'll just wait him to join back again. I have a lot of good friends, old friends joining, which is nice.
Mr. Bipin, तुमचा video on करा. You can on your video now. Mr. Bipin, are you there? Welcome, Anand.
You can now try to open up your videos, please.
No, not opening.
No, not able to do that.
That's a little surprising.
Actually, I could not get the notification, so I joined from the same link, and initially it was showing the join with video, but then once I entered, it is showing the host has stopped your video. Yeah, at the video. नहीं है बोलना. He's saying he has cleared. केले देने. हाँ बराबर.
तुझ्या नावावरती सिलेक्ट करून मोर म्हणून तुझा ऍड व्हिडिओ म्हणून नंतर करायचं.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anand, are you able to? Anand, are you able to open up your video? Okay.
Hello, Anand.
I see a lot of people here.
Yeah, just a second. Give me just a second.
Yes.
My backup mechanism also.
Konala? I think, sir, the host will have to click it on that in front of my name and allow there, na?
Yeah, I think that's done. That's all done.
That is done already. Okay.
Give me a moment.
Yeah. आता हे आलं हे. हा याच्यावरतून जायला पाहिजे का?
आता ते इथं घ्यायला पाहिजे ना.
हा कशी घ्यायची आता?
फॉरवर्ड
कॉपी.
कॉपी आणि मेल वरती घ्यायला लागेल.
हा मेल वरती. हा
क्या भाई?
Hello.
Actually, Yogesh, this is Anand.
हाँ.
It is not allowing me to open the cam because it
Yes,
says host
I'm
desktop.
also finding the same issue here.
So
But
maybe I can just log in again.
yeah, I have already made the necessary changes of whatever is required. But I think then we would conduct this webinar without the video. But it sounds a little stupid, but we got to do that. Okay, video is on.
Okay, let us see now.
Uncontrol our videos, video, etc. Okay, voice is yes. Uh, I'm happy that a lot of people have joined in. And would you want to try, please, now? Because I think from my side, I have asked people to.
So it's the same. I think we have to give the credit to technology. Same thing. Host is not allowing you to start the
I'm a
cam.
good host. I allow people to do what they want to do. Okay, give me a moment. I'm still. Okay. Would you want to do it now? Just check this.
I'll check.
Just check it because
No,
this could be the
same
last
message.
same message. Then we need to.
हाँ सर
Then we need to go for it now.
नाही मला माहित नाही रे, ते योगेश सर हँडल करतात ते.
So maybe I just sign out and come back. Is that okay?
That's the last thing that we can do.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
that's the last thing that you can do.
Yeah.
I have already done that, Yogesh, but still it is not allowing me. I
It's not
don't know what
allowing,
is the
right?
problem.
Okay, fair. I mean, I have.
tried twice.
Good evening, Yogesh bhai. Bharat here.
Good evening. Good evening. कैसे हैं sir? I have done what I'm supposed to do. If you see the host and panelists all both can actually switch on the videos. I don't know what's happening here. And this is the same big webinar. So no problems. Give me a moment once again.
No, same thing. Okay, we continue with this.
दोघांना प्रॉब्लेम येत होता. परत सोडू का ही मीटिंग? आता काहीतरी मेल आलाय 4:36 ला. हा
म्हटलं मॅडम.
Right. I'm sorry if for this hiccup. I wish it was able to do that. But I think it's 4:37. We should begin with what we have in hand. Rajendra, can I request you to start the session, please?
चालू झालं सेशन.
Yes sir.
माझं म्यूट कर.
Hello, welcome everyone. This is Rajendra Biniwale, and I take this honor to welcome all of you for a wonderful session by Advocate Anand Mahurkar, Mr. Mohan Anturkar, Dr. Yogesh Pawar. And the topic is wonderful because it is always a need of the hour, building ecosystem, aiming nil recovery ratio. So this is the topic of today, and I'm sure all the participants will have a great takeaway from this webinar. As a practice of Arise webinars, we will start it with national anthem. I'll request everyone to stand up at their place and Let's go for national anthem. भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल वंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाए तव जय गाता नगन मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे So now it's a time for a ritual that we all follow. It is a pledge of Arise. All the participants, members and non-members are requested to recite the pledge after me, and then we will start for the webinar. Everyone is getting my voice?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Yes, yes.
This is
Yes,
the Arise
yes.
pledge. You can say it after me. I,
I,
Rajendra Biniwale,
Yogesh,
am responsible human
am
being,
responsible,
ready to support,
ready to support,
share, and collaborate.
and collaborate.
and collaborate.
I will be honest in my actions
I will be
I will be
honest
honest in my actions
towards everyone
towards everyone,
and enjoy my journey
enjoy my journey
with a large heart
with a large
with a
heart
large heart
and tolerance
and tolerance
and tolerance
towards Arise community
towards Rise community
as community
and society at large
and society at large.
at large
to establish
to establish
entrepreneurial brotherhood
entrepreneurial brotherhood
to strengthen
who strengthen
our country and humanity.
our country and humanity.
Thank you. I welcome all of you for this wonderful webinar.
Thank
We
you.
have some guests here. It's a joint webinar that we are doing with some established or few established organizations. I once again welcome all of you for a webinar building ecosystem aiming NIL recovery. It is in association with Arise is organizing this in association with Western Maharashtra Chamber of Commerce, WestMac, Mr. Lalit Ji Gandhi, Pune Electric Association and Pune Electric and Electronic Association, Pune. I welcome office bearer presidents of these organizations. I welcome Mr. Lalit Ji Gandhi, who is the president, WestMac. I welcome Mr. Bharat Shah, who is president, Pune Electric and Electronic Association. I welcome Mr. Suresh Jethwani, who is the president of Pune Electric Association. Mr. Bipin Seth, who is the former president. To begin with, I welcome all the panelists, Dr. Yogesh Pawar, Advocate Anand Mahurkar, Mr. Mohan Anturkar. I'd like to introduce the panelists first. I'll begin with Dr. Yogesh Pawar, who is the founder of SIL, School of Inspirational Leadership. He's the chairman of Arise. He's an entrepreneur, author, and trusted advisor to business leaders and entrepreneurs. He has transformed more than 300 businesses and took them to their growth stories. His master in transactional analysis from ICTA Kochi, and he is PhD in predictive psychology. I welcome Dr. Yogesh Pawar, who is a Midas touch to MSME sector, who has transformed
Thank you.
number of MSMEs. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
Then I welcome Mr. Anand Mahurkar, Mr. Advocate Anand Mahurkar. He is the founder of AM Legal Associates. He is B Manufacturing Systems from BITS Pilani. He is a LLB. He practices into commercial laws, and his expertise area include corporate law, intellectual property laws, corporate transactions, contracts, agreements, and technology licenses. Welcome, Advocate Anand Mahurkar. Anand?
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yes.
It's pleasure to see you all today.
Yeah. Thank you. Then I take pleasure to welcome Mr. Mohan Anturkar, who is a Arise member and known for his expertise. And that's why today he is one of the panelists. He's a founder of M Square Engineers. He's B Mechanical, MBA Marketing, has 21 years of business experience in cooling towers. His organization deals with big names like Reliance, Aditya Birla, Jindal, and has completed successfully more than 200 projects. He's trained in Japan and doing his business successfully in Pune. I welcome you, Mr. Mohan Anturkar.
Thank you, sir.
Now, to begin this wonderful session, before that, I'd like to just take four minutes of all of you to brief you about Arise and the activities Arise does. Is anybody, are everyone seeing my screen?
Yes.
Arise is a Gurukul. It is formed by entrepreneurs. It is of the entrepreneurs, for the entrepreneurs, and by the entrepreneurs. It is based on central philosophy of its value systems of contribution, collaboration, growth through knowledge. It's a new age chamber of commerce formed by alumni of School of Inspirational Leadership. It aims to unite entrepreneurs, local as well as global, to ensure profitable business to serve the community. SIL is a promoter, SIL is a founder of Arise, and SIL is into business consulting. Arise does a lot of activities which are beneficial to entrepreneurs. One of the prime activity, flagship activity that Arise is doing is Operation Reboot. Operation Reboot is helping SMEs and MSMEs in these tough times to cheer up their spirit, to grow their business so that they can be on growth story. In Operation Reboot, what's happening is our senior mentors are handholding these SMEs and MSMEs which are doing their businesses below 5 to 10 crore. And we are sure the journey has already begun, and we are sure that in coming times, all the participants of Operation Reboot will surely be on their growth story. These various activities that Arise does are leading to one mega objective that everyone has kept for themselves. that is Inspiring India Movement. Inspiring India Movement will be a conclave on 22nd October 2021, wherein all the success stories of these 1 year, these 12 months will be shared on a global platform. We know that humanity today, entrepreneurial community today is going through tough times. But these are the times to strengthen the spirit of the business, strengthen the spirit of an entrepreneur and to ensure that he is above average growth, which is expected in the world. How we are going to do it? We are going to do it with various stages that we have. Product development, which will happen in next 12 months, collaborations, innovations, knowledge sharing, the session which is happening now. We are interacting with policymakers, fund houses, spiritual leaders to deepen our roots. And the journey will be to scale up, to be successful, to serve the society. These are a few of the benefits Arise is offering to its member: collective bargaining, business growth, business mentoring, branding and marketing, night of truths, annual operating plan, monthly synergy meets, and webinars. I'll just brief you with a small activity that two activities rather that we are doing. The activity Night of Truths ensures that the first generation entrepreneur is invited and he shares the secrets of his journey with the members. The participants were established names like Mr. Chaudhary from Praj Industry, Mr. Pratap Rao Pawar from Sakal Group. So all these successful entrepreneurs, recently we had Mr. Chaudhary from Jaipur Rugs, founder Jaipur Rugs. So what I'm trying to say is we try and understand the journey of these successful entrepreneurs. The secrets are shared with the members and members learn, equip themselves to grow. Second activity, which is annual operating plan. Most of the entrepreneurs, startup entrepreneurs or the entrepreneurs which are in a particular range. Annual operating plan, a systematic annual operating plan is missing. Orders are taken, manufactured, given. That's how the business runs. That's how the turnover happens. But a precise operating plan, an annual operating plan, ensures that the growth journey is doubled and everyone in the ecosystem benefits. So this is about Arise. This is about the activities Arise does. And now I take the opportunity to start the webinar. I'll request Dr. Yogesh Pawar, founder, SIL, chairman, Arise, to please guide us on on this particular topic that we have today, that is building ecosystem aiming NIL recovery. With its experience and expertise, I'm sure every participant is going to have a lot of takeaways. Over to Dr. Yogesh Pawar.
Thank you very much, Rajendra. Quickly, the whole story of what Rajendra was telling, I am going to consider all of you as friends and colleagues. I am also a part of the MSME segment itself. Whether I'm a consulting company, it doesn't matter. पैसा मुझे भी recover करना ही पड़ता है. So I'm going to learn. I'm more like a learner in this entire webinar. Bharat Shah ji, thank you very much once again for joining in, and as an association we've been working together. I think this is the third time we are coming together, sir. Thank you very much. Vipin said you have been a very wonderful participant in a lot of activities, so thank you very much for being there. Anand ji and Anand, you have been, when I see a bright future of Legal India, who will probably help a lot of people to grow from small scale to a large scale company. I'm 100% sure because I've seen your ethos when you talk. And of course, Mohan Antulkar ji, you have built in a new energy in all of us, and I'm always happy to have you around me. I will have certain questions like all the participants will have. Okay, so the whole intention here is that we don't need to worry so much. One of the statement that I remember what Mohanji always says is transfer the frustration of what your frustration is, transfer that frustration. I am sure I have not broken this the secret that you're going to talk about, Mohanji, but I'm sure you will add a lot of value. So as the process, I think you would start with your presentation that you have, and then we will invite Advocate Anand as well, and then we will get on a question answer session. So that's how we can start. You can also share your screens right now with the presentation, and we'll begin with the presentation. So thank you very much.
Will I be able to? Will I?
Yes, you will
Yeah,
be.
Will I be able to share the
able
screen?
to. Yes, you'll be able to.
Yeah. Take the video nice, है ना? ये बंद करो तो? हाँ बंद. Yeah. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, I'll mute my video. And
yes, sir. You can see.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
You are able to hear me, and you are able to see my screen also.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I can start now.
Yes, sir. You can start off.
Yeah, I think I mean, I salute all the league. They are all my friends, and the idea is not to share the wisdom, but to share the experiences. Now, this whole topic is very serious, but I will start with a little sense of humor. ये 2-3 साल पहले गौर गोपाल जी के एक वेबिनार में he was talking about one beautiful paradigm which I'll share with you. एक कपल है, मैरिड कपल है, और 6-7 साल हुए हैं, एंड दोनों में काफी झगड़ा हो गया. उसके बाद वो जो लेडी है, she calls her mother and she says, Mama, I want to come back and teach a lesson to my husband, and I'll come there for 15 days. And I'm sure my husband will come towards me in a day or two. तो मम्मा बोलती है, बेटा ऐसा नहीं करते. If you want to teach him a real lesson, instead of you coming here for 2 weeks, I will come for 2 months and stay with you. So she says, I will come and stay for 2 months with you. So obviously there will be more pains. So the whole idea is, if you don't take the right pains at the right time, you are going to have higher amount of pains. So in case you don't concentrate, focus on the collections at the right time, you are inviting much bigger troubles. Am I right? योगेश जी, आप सुन रहे हैं मुझे?
Yes, of course, you're right.
So in case you don't take trouble in the initial period at the right time of collection, then you are inviting more trouble, right? Now, obviously, जैसे योगेश जी ने कहा, I have heard one beautiful concept from Dan Shields, who was aggressive marketing skills का एक जनक था. So he says, when you get the order, you transfer the enthusiasm. And for collection, you have to transfer the frustrations. Now, if it is coming at the right time, which won't happen generally, then you and I would not have been sitting on this platform to discuss on this. But since it is not coming at the right time, probably we are discussing. And I am sure you all are successful entrepreneurs in your own fields. So you must have tried a lot of ways and means to collect the funds or payments. And I am going to share a few more tips. Maybe some of them you might have tried and some of them would be new. So here I say the transfer the frustration means, suppose somebody is committed you that you are going to get in 30 days and you are not able to get it even after trying for 45, 60, 70, 80, 90 days. Then you have to really transfer the frustrations. I will try to enact. See, you can transfer the frustration saying that I've been chasing you for 40, 50 days and I've still not got, I am in trouble, I need your help, I'm not able to pay to my vendors, my vendor is sitting on my head and I am not able to manage my day-to-day expenses. This is a way in which, you can make a mock and transfer the frustrations. So I hope I am clear about the transfer the frustrations point. Let us start with the first page. The very first
Mohanji, can I request you to now just try getting on your video on?
Please, I will. Video try karna. Just a minute. Yeah.
Hey, finally we've succeeded. Anand, you also tried.
Thank you.
Samir,
Finally.
thank you very much. You know what Samir
you.
did? Samir politely messaged me, sir, make him the co-host, automatically it will happen. Thank you, Samir. Thank you very much. Anandji, you can also start off your videos now.
Now I am feeling more comfortable.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
So I hope you have understood the first story of husband and wife, or I can repeat, sir.
No, perfect. Please go ahead.
Okay, so you have understood that. So I just a minute, screen share. Again, I am screen sharing. 1 minute. This one. Yeah. So I hope the screen is visible now, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So the very first, point which I heard from Rich Dad, Poor Dad, some of you have seen, you might have seen, all of you also, the Rich Dad, Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. There's a beautiful book on entrepreneurs and on the richness. Now he says, what is the definition of a business? Definition of a business is using money from other man's pocket. Using money from other man's pocket without resorting to the violence. Using money from other man's pocket without resorting to violence. So either it is OPM, other people's money, or other people's time. Now suppose, today I purchased something in the morning at 1,000 rupees and sold it in the evening, and I collect first and pay late, then I don't need any working capital at all. I collect first and pay late, I don't need working capital at all. Even when I think Chaudhary Saab, when he came to speak with us, the founder of Praj, he said the same thing. You collect first and collect fast. Collect first and collect fast. These are the two mantras which he gave when he was talking with all of us. Now, obviously, few other things which I will try to share. The second point is payment terms. When you are negotiating with the payment terms with the customers, you are also supposed to negotiate payment terms with vendors. Now, invariably, we are all in the vicinity of, I understand, 1 or 2 crores to maybe 40, 50 or 100 crores. Now, if our supplier or if our principal is 2,000 crores, 3,000 crores, 5,000 crores or 10,000 crores, maybe people like Methane Plant, people like Iron Exchange, people like Grovel, people like Reliance Composites, if they are there, our mind gets blocked that they will never give credit to us. And we start immediately thinking that we will not get a credit and we will have to sell it on the credit. Now, this is a myth. I 100% tell you this is a myth. Right from day one, I am also having the suppliers like RCS, Reliance, and we are also having suppliers like Willow. We are also having suppliers like Greaves Premium Automation. We are also having suppliers like Arvind. Arvind is a 10,000 crores group. Now, all these people are giants. So, all these people are giants. And trust me, initially, we talk to them as a PDC initially. Now, case building goes up. You might have experienced. If you are able to obey your commitment twice, thrice, then the trust building takes place. Then subsequently, you can say that even PDC will not be able to give. You will have open credit. And it has happened with all of us. You won't believe, I'm not supposed to take the name, but it has happened with Reliance. Reliance RCS is one of the giant Reliance Composite System. And believe me, ये बड़ा साहब को पता चल गया तो बहुत बड़ा मुसीबत हो जाएगा. मुकेश साहब को पता चला तो. We are buying at 45 days credit from Reliance Composites. We are buying at 45 days credit from Reliance Composites, and we are selling to Reliance itself at 15 days credit. We are buying at 45 days credit and we are selling to Reliance itself at 15 days credit. चलिए आगे बढ़ते हैं. So terms are important. Second point is crying baby gets milk. You will have to really cry. See, baby doesn't know what to talk and how to sell that she needs milk. So always crying baby gets a milk. So you have to keep on crying. Now few things, I will go on quickly. Like when you negotiate for 30 days credit terms, it is not necessarily that you have to start asking after 25 or after 28 days. 30 days doesn't mean 30 days. 30 days means within 30 days. Very clear. And if you have a problem, you can start asking even from the 10th day. And they are not supposed to use that credit if they do not have any problem. So you can also ask sometimes favor by, if you are in problem, not all the time, but sometimes you can always ask a favor that you need the money on 10th day, and you can build that kind of cases. Very important point, which is the sixth number in my presentation. I was representing long time back, it was year 95, I was having a marketing business, and I was representing, Indal was having electronics division, Indian Aluminium. That time it was now it is Hindalco, earlier it was Indal. Now, Indal was having their electronics division in Nanjangud, Mysore. And I still remember the name. There was a GM marketing was one Mr. Mukherjee, so very strong. And we were having one customer in Pune, one corporate giant in Pune. And there was a meet with a finance person. There was a lot of money which was stuck up for more than 60 days. And he came here personally for the collection to support me and to talk to the buyer. And he told the buyer literally on his face that we are not in the financing business. See, if customer is not able to pay you, that means he is using your money. And we are afraid of speaking that we are not financing you. Somehow some mental blocks are there that if we have a confrontation with the customer, if we speak the truth with the customer, then we might lose the customer. These are all myths. We'll never lose a customer if you start asking for the money, and for that, if you lose a customer, that will never happen. Of course, you are not supposed to insult anybody, but you can show your attitude and you can become aggressive in collections. Because of the collections, because of aggressiveness in the collections, losing customer will never happen. It will never happen. And if somewhere it happens, I will put it the other way around. In business, nobody is a permanent customer, nobody is a permanent friend. In business, nobody is a permanent customer, nobody is a permanent friend. If the customer or if the buyer is in a position to pay you at the right time, he is your friend. If the customer or a buyer is in a position to pay you at the right time, he is your friend. If he is not able to pay you at the right time, he is not your friend. So always select the customers, those who are in a position to pay. First, whenever you are billing, you first analyze that customer through media, through people, through other vendors, through competitors, through supporters, through well-wishers, that whether this company is in a position to pay you at the right time. Then only you extend the credit. You are not supposed to extend the credit to any Tom, Dick and Harry, right? So we'll go to the next page. Ask is a magic word. Please note that ask is a magic word. Ask for a favor, ask for support, ask for order, ask for payment, ask for something faster. So ask is a magic word. Always remember that ask is a magic word. Myth, I have already told you it is specifying here that sometimes, the customer pressurizes that they need 45 days credit, 60 days credit, and only they can release the order. But this is also a myth. If the payment terms are only credit, then only you will get the order. This is a myth. You can always negotiate in such a way that you can have a right payment terms of your choice. You have to become a little strong, right? Next point I have written on CSR. This, in the last 1 or 2 years, all our friends must have heard the word CSR, corporate social responsibility. Now, CSR is, we have seen in a lot of papers and a lot of medias and WhatsApp, they say now the Modi ji is making the veto that if the corporates are not able to pay in the pre-decided terms like 45 days or 60 days, they are supposed to pay the interest also to the MSMEs. Now this, I don't know, this probably Advocate Anand will throw light after some time. This may or may not get implemented, I don't know. But at least as a part of CSR, you can remind the buyer that you are an MSME and you are supposed to get the money at right time. And survival of MSMEs is in the hands of corporates. If they pay you at the right time, then only we will survive and we'll contribute to the growth of community, contribute to the growth of society. So CSR, you can always highlight. If someone is not replying for a very long period, I am happy to tell you, my nephew Samir, who just helped me in getting on videos, he came with a brilliant idea that we can tweet it. And we did it. You won't believe, against one major corporate sector, we tweeted it and that payment came within 48 hours. So, and we have not lost a customer. We got some more jobs. We tweeted it, and that the one of the finance president called Samir and he apologized for the delay and he paid us. And after getting the payment, we again tweeted that we have got the payment as per the terms, and we withdraw our allegations. And we got the next job also. We got it is not that we lost the customer. We were holding the customer. We are holding the customer, and we got the payment after tweeting. So you can, in one of the case in Surat, there was a major, now it is, I can take the name, earlier it was SR. Now SR is taken over by the Arsenal Mittal. Now I threatened them, they could not pay my last 10% for more than 6 months, even though this was over-delayed, and I was not aware how to get it. Then on one fine morning, I called their President Finance and I said, I have the connections with 40 newspapers in Gujarat. And I took name of Gujarat Samachar and I took name of one editor, which I came to know through when I was traveling through some train. And truly speaking, I never knew who is that person, but khali naam malum tha. And then I said I made a drama in such a way that within 48 hours, I will publish this in Gujarat Samachar and 40 other newspaper. You won't believe, we got payment in 48 hours and the customer is still, we are able to hold. So ये गलत है, ऐसा कुछ होता नहीं है कि we lose the customer if we come aggressively on payment collections. Next point is business and emotion cannot go together. Some of our mentees, I was talking last few weeks, they said कि दो तीन चीजें, एक तो मेरा रिलेटिव वहां बैठा है, मेरा फ्रेंड दोस्त बैठा है, who is going to pay me and I don't know how to fight with him, number one. And number two, now since I am serving him for the last 3-4 years, the purchase or finance person has become my friend. So it is one and the same. Now I am not in a position to become aggressive with him. Now obviously there is a lesson from Mahabharata, and probably you have got an opportunity that you will be tested. हमने हिंदी फिल्म काफी देखते हैं, आपको मालूम होगा एक शक्ति नाम की फिल्म आई थी and lot of other films also, that एक dutiful officer who has who respects duty, उनकी कथा बेटे और बाप की, अमिताभ बच्चन and दिलीप कुमार. Now obviously by forgetting the relationship, Dilip Kumar catch hold of Amitabh Bachchan, who was shown there as he is a gunda. So See, even in Mahabharata also, Krishna has told the same lesson to Arjun, that even if your cousin brother is opposite and has something wrong, you can fire him. So this is a test. See, without losing the relation also, you can fire him and you can show that you are talking in the interest of some bigger cause. This is really, really, really important, and one has to really follow on this. Now, legal backup, again, of course, Anandji will speak about it. I will go to the next. I will try to go a little fast also, because Anandji would love to hear the Anandji also. You have to follow up the collections through phone, through mails, through WhatsApp. Really you have to harass the buyer, and you must get the payment. See, I always talk to my people in such a way that, if the payment terms are decided 30 days or 45 days, we must go and get it within 45 days. So if you are showing the X energy to get the order, we have to show 2X energy to get the payment. And we are not asking payment out of the way. We are asking payment terms as per the payment terms. We are asking payment as per payment terms. You can become a little harsh if there is a delay of more than 60, 90, 100 days. Now, I probably demonstrated in the last few days, one of the corporate sector. It was an interesting case. It was in Taloja, and they have not paid for almost 7-8 months. So I got little wild, and the amount was very low as compared to the business which they were giving. So probably the amount was in the vicinity of 40,000-50,000. And I fired this the gentleman who was a technical GM, and I said, okay, why the hell you are not able to pay me? He said, I don't have power to pay you. I'm not the right person. You please follow up with the finance people. Then I shouted on him. I said, if you do not have power to influence the payment, why the hell you have given me the order? You should not have executed the power to release the order also on me. So if you have the power to release the order, you must have the power to at least influence somebody who can pay me. So, you can be little harsh like this, but let me tell you, in the next 2 to 3 hours, I sent a message on WhatsApp that it is nothing personal, sir. I need payment, and we are MSAB, and we are going through a lot of trouble. You won't believe, this guy is calling every alternate day to my team, and he has ensured that we got the payment in the next 8 days. So this is also possible. And you have to take care in such a way that even if you hurt somebody in the next few hours, you again become his friends. Okay. So never quit. Sometimes there will be cases when the payments are delayed beyond 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, but you are not supposed to write off which is receivable. If it is confirmed by the buyer that he is supposed to pay you, you please do not write it off, even if it is 2 years, 3 years. Again, legally, Mr. Anand will guide us. So positive cash flow, next point is positive cash flow is equivalent to extra profit, because you are saving on the interest, and it is making you peaceful. So just like when we sell the products and services, we have to sell the idea that we need the money in 15 or 30 days. See, how can I serve? These are some of the arguments. How can I serve you without money? You can pressurize user also for the payment. Whenever it is a payment, the user will always raise the hands and he will say, you talk to finance, you talk to purchase. When you talk to purchase, purchaser will say, you talk to finance. Finance people will say, user has not done this thing, that thing, and they will always try to raise their hands. So you make responsible everybody, either user, whether purchaser, or whether finance people. Now, another important point is when the competitor, there are 3-4 players, and the buyer is giving opportunity to all the 3 players. The important part, what buyer does, the undercurrent buyer, what buyer does, he is using money from all the 3 vendors. Kabhi isko order diya, kabhi usko order diya, kabhi iska payment 90 days, kabhi uska payment 90 days hold kiya. So, you can highlight the buyer that you are holding the money of either me or my friend. So in a way you are using, you won't believe there are corporates, I can tell the name also, the steel industries like Jindal or even Reliance. By using suppliers' money, they have built plants of 200, 500,000 or 2,000 crores. By using our money, suppliers' money. And you can straight away tell them, Bridiel, you are not supposed to use our money. Okay, next. search for customers who can pay fast, select the customer, safety of the customer, safety of the money is important, timely payment is important, wherever possible against pro forma payment. One should not take the maximum value of the order which is crossing 30% of your turnover. Suppose my turnover is 10 crores and I took a single order of 10 crores, that's not acceptable. You should not go beyond 3 or 4 crores, right? I think there are few more things I talk on the last slide here, and then I hand over to Anand ji or Yogesh ji before that. You should have the diversified customers like in all sectors. Suppose one sector is not performing well, at least you have the customers in other areas. If you concentrate only on automobile, then if the automobile doesn't work, consciously you should go into all sectors. So sometimes you can be supported by NGOs like us and all other NGOs who are jointly executing this webinar. Make user, purchaser, finance people responsible for making payments. There are a few more slides, but I think today, right now, I will stop. Maybe in some other time.
Mohan sir,
yeah?
Mohan sir, please
Should
go
I
ahead.
continue?
Yeah, your points are
Is
really,
there,
yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Is there a time? Thank you.
Yes,
thank
yes,
you.
yes. Don't wind up. Please go ahead.
Thank you. No, there. I think Anandji also would like
Yeah,
to have time.
we'll have 10 more minutes for you because you have some points to be shared. Please go ahead.
So nice of you, Rajendra ji. When you receive payment in time, express gratitude. See, gratitude is very, very important. You know, Gaur Gopal ji and Secret and lot of the spiritual leaders, lot of management trainers always says gratitude. 24/7, one should be in gratitude. You should try to express gratitude as and when. Every alternate movement also, if you try to express gratitude, it is the best way, because disturbance and gratitude cannot remain together. You will always find some or the other reason to express gratitude. So daily focus minimum 1 hour on collections. You have to focus minimum 1 hour on collections. Many corporate, as I just said, they use vendors' money and invest. So you keep crying and highlight that they are using your money. Once you start highlighting, they will feel guilty. And if they are doing with 10 people, at least they will stop doing with 1 or 2 people, like those who are crying in front of them. And probably after some time, if we start fighting as a community, then maybe they will never do with all our brothers and all our friends in this business. So let us have that a big target that they should never use our money beyond the agreed credit period. Okay, let's go to the next step. See, even all our employees and colleagues and staff, they should be aware that you are facing problems on collection. This is a double-edged sword. If there is a collection problem, you know, everybody is aware and everybody supports you and everybody have a sympathy on you. In case you are not able to pay some day-to-day expenses, they will have a sympathy that we are not getting the payment from the front. So this is a double-edged sword. एक मराठीमध्ये बोलतो, आपल्याकडे एक बँक होती, अनफॉर्च्युनेटली ती बँक बंद झाली, रुपी बँक. त्या रुपी बँकेच्या कायम ऍडव्हर्टाईज असायच्या, पैशाचं सोंग आणता येत नाही. So you cannot pretend that you have the money. So you have to have really money to spend the money. So obviously collection is very important. Imagine a very positive situation where you are collecting in 15 days and paying in 45 days. Probably you will feel you are at the top of the world. So one has to be seriously working on collection day in and day out, right? There is another point which is in the same slide. If some buyer commits payment, you record it. Suppose somebody has committed a very important point. A buyer says, you know, I'm following it up. Now 40 days are over, 30 days was a credit. And he says, I will positively pay you in one week's time. You record it through message, you record it on WhatsApp, record it in mail. Now what happens is, he will become serious on his commitment. Otherwise, एक हफ्ते बाद, अरे यार बोला था लेकिन ऐसा नहीं हुआ, वैसा नहीं हुआ. आपल्याकडे एक मराठीमध्ये म्हण आहे, म्हातारी मेली तरी चालेल पण काळ सोकावतो. म्हातारी मेली तरी चालेल पण काळ सोकावतो. See, if he has given you some casual commitment, he will not give you another casual commitment after 7 days. So you make sure that whatever he has committed, if he has paid you in that, fine. If he has not paid you, then you will make sure that he becomes serious in the next commitment. At least next time again, he will not give casual commitment. So once or twice, if he gives casual commitment, he is caught, right? So this becomes a case building. So that's what no one will make you casual commitment. When buyer demands quality and service, tell him price is yours, services are yours, service requirements are yours, but timely payment is your condition. See, in the last 15 years, I have been, whenever there is negotiation, today it is a buyer's market. It is really difficult to get the right price, what you deserve. You can get, of course, but still it is a buyer's market. So there will be always pressure on pricing. Let me admit the fact. Now, but when you are giving some price, when you are compromising certain thing on pricing, you should never compromise on payment terms. So when you are compromising on price, when you are going out of the way to serve him, you have 100% rights to negotiate on the third important part, which is payment terms. You say price is yours, service demand, delivery requirements, everything is yours, but payment terms are mine. So give one and get one. Give one and get one. Make him aware that you are asking payment as per agreed terms. See, whenever you are asking payment, he should be aware that you are asking as per agreed terms. So you are supposed to ask, and you have all rights to ask, isn't it? So sometimes you can ask even before the agreed terms, right? Even with vendors, you can negotiate. As I was telling in the first case, in first few minutes, you can always negotiate with vendors. I was just talking few days back with one of my mentee, Vikas. I think you are there. You can maybe put a chat on this. He was able to negotiate with the vendor who was one of the giant, maybe 2000 crores company, and they agreed for 45 days PDC. Those who were taking against pro forma before dispatch. So now once he starts getting initially once or twice, it is a PDC. After that, subsequently, if he is able to honor the PDC, you must honor PDC. This is a very important part. See, if you remember, most of you might have seen a movie called as Trishul. अमिताभ बच्चन संजीव कुमार जी को एक पीडीसी देके देता है 7 days में, and he says मैं वो जगह खाली करवाता हूँ, वो जगह मेरी होनी चाहिए, and he was having confidence that he will be able to honor that PDC. You should be able to honor that PDC. Out of the way, then only the buyer, I mean the vendor will have the full trust on you, right? एक योगेश जी का thought है, locate always white spot. So everywhere, you will always find some gold in the dust. So always, hello? Hello? When you pay to the vendor as per commitment, when you pay to the vendor as per commitment, you also ensure that
other participants, please put off your, put it on mute, your speakers.
Make promise to the vendors which you can fulfill, and when you keep your commitment to the vendor, that also you highlight. You गाजा बाजा बना दो कि vendor को payment time पे दे दिया, WhatsApp पे भेजो, mail पे भेजो, so that you are making a showcase that you have done a payment as per the agreed terms. So the perceptions of all the community, the vendor perception of your team that you are keeping your words, right? Another only 1 or 2 slides. If you can pay him in 5 days, tell him that 7 days and pay him early. So, he feels that some of 1 or 2 vendors are also here. They are joined and they will understand what I'm doing, So that's how you should. No vendor should feel that you are using his money and you have no intention to use, but yes, this is how you can go ahead with like this. In case you get early payment, you can always pay early to the vendor. Positive cash flow is always less stress. Okay. Use non-funding limits wherever against collateral security. See, in project type of business, there is always 10%, 20% advance ABG is required, and 10% PBG is required. So for that, you need a non-funding limits, and you can use the collateral security for non-funding. That's the easiest way to get the fund. That's the easiest and cheapest way to raise the funds. So suppose you are doing 5 crores worth of business in a year, the 50 lakhs worth of funds, you can easily get 10% through non-funding limits. There is a huge difference of raising the funds. So last point in this, and probably today's thanks to all of you, collect fast and collect first. Topmost priority, this will decide financial health of business and your health also. If you are able to collect fast, even you will keep your stresses zero and you will keep health. You are fine and you will keep peaceful. So nice of you for listening to me peacefully. I hope you are all enjoying. And over to Rajendra ji. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mohan Antulkar ji. Thank you very much for your valuable inputs to the participants.
Yeah.
You are one of the leading, you can say, organization in Arise, which is on track when it comes to collection, when it comes to recovery of the business amounts, and you are mentoring a few of our mentees also. So thank you very much, Mr. Mohan ji. Thank you.
Yeah.
Now I take this opportunity to welcome Mr. Anand Mahurkar, who is a practicing commercial law lawyer in Pune.
Yeah.
He has been practicing from last 17 years, and he has been working with great brands in Pune. His expertise will definitely give value added inputs to all our participants about this burning issue, because this is a bleeding issue for most of the entrepreneurs. Mr. Anand, I request you to please take it forward and guide us on this particular topic.
Thank you, Mr. Biniwale. Thank you so much. And hope I am audible.
Yes, you are.
Great. I'm pleased to be here with you, and I would like to express my deep happiness for being amongst you all in this evening. And the theme is amazing, and I think it was something which is always very close to my heart, and I always speak to my friends and associates.
Anand sir, sorry, Anand sir, now you are co-host. You can start your video.
Okay. That would be ideal.
Yogesh, yeah, you can start your video, please.
I think my video is on.
Is it?
Is it not visible?
It's on. Yeah, Anand, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Yeah, so I'm going to go through kind of stories, and I will tell you what is the today's scenario. Today, Yogesh Pawar sir did not speak anything, and then Antulkar sir came. So I can compare it with the situation where Tendulkar says, "Today I'm not going to play. You guys, you go and win the war." Then Antulkar sir comes, something like a Dravid, technically perfect, no wrong moves, and after that you are asking me to bat. So I will try and I'll give justice. I 100% agree with what Mr. Mohan Anturkar has said, and this is how one has to build the ecosystem. Anturkar sir, thank you so much for sharing insights and showing to people that in spite of doing these kind of things, you can be alive. Because people are under, or entrepreneurs are under impression that if you follow this kind of basics, definitely you are going to die. Your business is not going to survive. So I'm going to take it ahead. And there is another aspect of recovery which is not seen, and I'm going to tell you through a story. So I hope you all are ready for a story. And the story is about a tiger and a cheetah, and there are many characters. So what happens is this, cheetah is supposed to be the fastest animal in the world, and when it comes to hunting, we all see that in short a few seconds he can approach the prey and he just hits the prey. He will not catch the prey. He hits the prey. He falls down, and once out of six times he is successful. Means 5 times he cannot meet his prey. There is tiger. So tiger's specialty is different. He is very powerful, and these both of them, they used to hunt maybe in some valleys like Amazon. And tiger was watching once that the wildebeest, they are crossing the horizon and the river, and this cheetah goes, and most of the time he's failed in spite of being successful, fastest animal. He's not a very successful hunter. And tiger was watching sometimes that cheetah successfully conducts a hunt, and even after that he doesn't get much time to eat it because he doesn't have very strong jaws. They're like tiger and lion has got. So whatever he has to do, you can see he's slim. He cannot be obese because he cannot eat much food. And what happens to him? The thing is that he gets very less time to eat, and in the meantime, other predators they come and they start taking the little bit of the parts from his prey, and cheetah will get only 10% of the whole thing if he is successful. There are other animals like a tiger. They can take the whole prey on keep on a tree, but it's not possible for cheetah. So tiger is watching that, and tiger being little lazy but powerful, because tiger, this is not the way to hunt. He said, why to run so fast? Take a right position, wait for the prey, and attack with the highest possible power. And if you attack properly, you can get it. And need not to hit it, just go and catch the throat. It will die, no much effort, and then eat with leisure. But that was also taking a lot of effort to tiger, and tiger approach cheetah. The cheetah, I'm saying you are doing great job, but you do not know strategies, and it looks like you're not powerful. Why don't you join forces with me? So cheetah was a wonderstruck. He said, come on, tiger must be, playing some game. So he said, ठीक है, I'll get back to you tomorrow. So cheetah goes back and he calls his lawyer. Okay, hey, I have got a great offer from tiger, and he says that we can do hunting together, and I can use his techniques, he can use my techniques, and we can have great life. So the lawyer says, why don't you, that's okay, but write something on paper and decide what are your liabilities, your responsibilities, and go ahead. Not a big deal. So immediately cheetah calls tiger in the evening. Tiger, I'm ready, let's do something. So tiger says, okay, let's form a company, and you become director, I become director. Cheetah says, cheetah did not know what is a company. He goes back to lawyer. Sir, he says, company form kar lo. So lawyer says, even I'm not a company lawyer, but good idea. Company formation is very good. That I know. So, they issue the dean and digital signatures, companies form. Now hunting starts. And you know what cheetah says? Tiger, actually, without my wife and daughter and son, I cannot do anything in my life. So you have to take them. Tiger says, well, it is same thing with me, because we are a family of 4 brothers and I also do that. So let us divide, the ownership of the company in that way. So, I keep 60%, you keep 40%, we run a company and you distribute among all of them. Cheetah is very happy. Tiger is also happy. They start the venture. Now they realize that there is a great expertise of cheetah, and then cheetah really, takes strategies from this tiger, that you should attack only this prey. You will not spend much effort, and you just give a hit. I am there to eat, and we both can eat good food together. And they started doing. Friends, it really worked well. And then what happened is that there was more than enough food with them, and cheetah was just happy, and the whole family was happy. The tiger said, no, this is not going to work. So cheetah went out, and he made a tortoise. So this tortoise was 300 years old. His age was 300 years, this big one. And he said, tortoise, we are making a lot of meat, but it's not of any use here. So can you help me? So tortoise said, I roam around all the oceans. No problem. I can help you. And this tortoise communicates with many people and decides a lot of consignments. Now this meat, which is developed by, generated by tiger and cheetah, is going abroad through the tortoise, through different oceans. Then they appoint consultants how to preserve that. Things fall in place. Then, this cheetah comes out with another brilliant idea, and he says, "Key tiger, this is very traditional. No, 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 don't do that. I have developed a device for hunting. And what do you do is that you can identify the prey. And I have done all the mapping of your technologies. This device will carry out the hunting. We have to just monitor from a cable." Tiger says, come on, what is this? He says, this is called as mechatronics. Sab, hey, you follow it properly. So Tiger says, no problem. And Tiger always had a belief in the abilities of cheetah. So this machine, again, this cheetah calls his lawyer. Sir, एक machine develop किया है and we are using it and we'll create more production now. So the lawyer says patent कर लो. Otherwise, rest of the world will copy and you will end up with the same thing. So okay, so they file patents. So they get one second technology again patent. सर एक काम करो उसको अच्छा brand बना के बेचो. So it was being sold as under their brand and things are falling in place. In the meantime, 9 years pass. They have got some 5, 6 patents, good brand name, business is happening, their stomach is full, cheetah is looking obese, tiger is completely obese, a lot of cash flow. And then they have a news, and the news is there is a continent where dinosaurs are there, and one big dinosaur is coming. There is a big meeting arranged between all animals. So, let's go. And they get invitation because they are doing good in their business. And when they reach there and they give a small presentation, dinosaur says, this is the thing I want. Why don't you get in touch with me? Cheetah and tiger, they are, so happy because such kind of opportunity, just meeting with dinosaur. Wow. So, they got in touch with their personal assistants and meeting is set. Dinosaur says, see, I think you are not able to make good money and you are not making good business. Maybe you can just retire at this point of time and I'll purchase everything from your company. So immediately tiger says, no, I am next to the king in the jungle and we don't want to sell. This is against our philosophy. But cheetah goes out, calls his lawyer. Lawyer says, valuation kar lo, you can get good money. This is the time to quit, cheetah. Aap thak rahe ho. Okay, no problem. Cheetah comes back and he says, no, I have different thoughts. No, we are good friends. Time passes. And these guys appoint a valuer. They have some value of the company, which includes all their patents, brands, the export across the world. And one figure comes out. Now, at that time, they start opening their books. Who had what? And when the company was formed, they realized that cheetah, in spite of having equal, contribution in the company, but had 40% of the shares. And with that, with the whole family. So, cheetah conducts a meeting at his home, friends in his family, all dear ones, we have reached to a point where, whatever we have done, there is a 40%. And if you see the valuation of this 40% is around 250 CR. And I think I just want to retire now. And whatever is your proportion, I want to distribute amongst you. So everybody is happy. They did not know they had such a great, father. And they said, wow, father, I think you must be awarded with Padma Shri. You did a great job. This is the family. He comes back. We are all with you. They don't have to do anything. They have to just sign on the shareholding agreements. He comes out and he immediately calls Tiger. Tiger, what happened to you and your family? Your brothers and everybody is ready? So Tiger says, yeah, we are ready, but I already told you I don't want to sell it. You can go ahead. I don't mind. I will be with dinosaur. I think I'm not anything lesser than dinosaur. No problem. No problem. We'll go ahead. And they enter into it is called as a term sheet, a small agreement where they decide what kind of business will be there. And for the contribution of 40% or the holding of 40%, cheetah and family is going to get 250 CR. Wow. Everything is in place. And now you have to sign share purchase agreement. And on that day, what happened is that one of the brothers of Tigers, he says, I can sign, but there is a small fracture in my finger. I can't sign today. I totally agree with all this, but I can't sign. So Tiger tells to Cheetah, my elder brother, big Tiger, not able to sign this document. So Cheetah says, come on, yeah, 250 CR rupees every day is interest you can see. I don't have your bank, but I have still a good bank. They said, sorry, maybe we can just speak to them. They go back. Now in the evening, the big tiger calls one of the daughters of Cheetah. Your dad is foolish. How can you sell some shares on this cost? No. You don't agree to him. He says, yes, uncle, I was just hearing that you had a fracture in the finger and you are dialing mobile and calling me. He says, no, that all is rubbish. Let's not sign the agreement. I'll help you. And this guy goes elder tiger, and he says to the founder tiger that why don't you give me the number of dinosaur? I want to just speak to him and I'll just give him some lessons. He says, no problem, I'll introduce you. Introduces, and he sets up another deal. He says, sir, I'm not ready to give my shares, and if I don't give you my shares, this whole transaction would not be finished. So the elder tiger, the big tiger, has only share of 5%, but for that 5%, I would like to take 40 CR. Then only I will sign all the agreements. So the company, dinosaur company, they are saying, okay, let us calculate. But in that case, you will force the tiger to sell everything. They said, no problem. But for my 5% and this girl's 2%, this much you have to pay. And they said, that's okay. I'll do that. Don't worry. Dinosaur is okay with all this. And the agreement is signed separately in 3 phases. So there was somebody who was nobody, and he made maximum out of the whole thing. The story ends here. And I want to catch the attention of one thing to all of you, and it is that when they form this venture, Cheetah called the lawyer and he says, why don't you write something what is between you? And they did not write it. Friends, this is called as shareholders agreement. So shareholder agreements govern many things. And for example, there would have been a clause which says that if there is a time to sell the shares, you cannot deny to the majority of shareholders to sell it. However, there was nothing like that, and things became very big. And when you wanted to come out, you did not do the justice. And I'm not telling other aspects. You can reach to a point that the big tiger can blackmail this cheetah also. That give me 5 CR out of you, otherwise I will not sign. There is nothing like fracture in the fingers, friend. The story comes to end. This is also recovery. But this kind of recovery is a recovery which has to come from your founder friend. And as Andurkar sir said, in business, friendship is there, but finally it is professional relationship. So we have to take care at every point of time. And that's why we have to understand the ecosystem. So I'm going to do that. So my story ends here. I think all of us have taken the takeaway. And now I'm going to relate the stories and things how a business is started.
Wonderful story, sir. Wonderful story.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now we are going to just relate this story to our presentation, and let me allow this to share my screen. I'm just sharing it. Give me a second. Yeah. So now I'm going to speak for only 10 minutes, which is the whole extract of this story. So my name is Anand Mahurkar. So this is what is business generally. Huh? So you have enterprise or entity which does this commercial, industrial, or some professional activities. Like a consultant is a professional. You have some outlet, factory outlet, you become industry. Traders, they are becoming commercial. So question is, why do you start a business? We start a business because we know that there is some problem which is in the society and you can solve it in a better way than anybody. And at times you are ahead of the time. That might become your drawback, but still, you have the ability. When you have the ability and you think that you want to reach to society, you want to go to business. That thing is called as your expertise. Sometimes these expertise might be technology. Generally, it is technology only. We just don't call it as technology. A potter who is making good pottery is actually a technologist, right? So he's into business. So just like that. So you have some ability, you have some idea, and you know that I want to reach a society and give it to them. Done. Now this is very interesting slide. How do you do that when you have that idea, you have that ability, you have the technology? So you use a technology which is a body of knowledge devoted to creating tools, processing actions. If you have seen the movie Three Idiots, you will say, "Kehna ka chahte ho, bhai?" So basically, what I want to say is that your knowledge, ability, scientific experience, you just convert to solve some problem, and that is your service or that is your product. And out of that, you can build your industry. Now you reach to a point where you want to commercialize it. So, ability, you commercialize. As soon as you want to commercialize, you have to wrap up in the form of a product. You have to wrap up in the form of some technology or service product. You can wrap your service also as a product, and then the process starts. The process of commercialization means, running your business. And what do you do in that? You run many things. You operate many things. You deal with many people to generate money during that. So, in the commercialization process, where you had a great idea or you have got ability, and that ability you think is required in the society, you deliver and you enter in the process. This is also called as entrepreneurship. And we all know that. However, the ecosystem of the entrepreneurship is generally learned by trial and error method. And this is the photograph of ecosystem of business. When you start, you have a great idea and you think that you have the business ecosystem. But the picture, if you see this slide, this is your ecosystem. It's not. There are just some elements. They are not assembled. They are not in place. You think that you have got ecosystem. It might be something like this. So many of us are there. You say, I have got, all these things. See, what we have done, the enterprise is at the center and they are in the process of commercialization. So what happens is that you know how to add value to something, but you have limitations. So you take employees, you train them and you tell them, deliver this. And for that, you add, then you need finance, you need accounts departments, and you reach to clients. So for reaching to your clients, you may use dealership agreements, you start a franchisee outlets, you have your business development team, sales team, and they all take your services. Now, the expertise or the product you are selling might be something you have to again purchase from others and add your value. So in that case, you need vendors and consultants. This is not ecosystem. These are the elements of an ecosystem. Ecosystem can go beyond that, and I think Anturkar sir had already hit the nail. I'm just putting in a right way. It can be something like this. It can be. So what I'm doing here, I have decided relationship with everybody. At the center, there is your enterprise, and you have some technique, you have some technology, some ability. Now you can take employees, you expand the ability. Then you cannot hire somebody because they are very costly. You take a freelance, and then you develop your ecosystem. In this ecosystem, you have a clear cut relation with everybody. Clear cut relation with everybody. So the double arrows, they show an agreement, a contract, some terms or understanding between the two parties. So this enterprise has got a big headache. But I'll give example. I'll give just example. Okay, the old days, I was young, and what happened is that I used to give proposals to my clients for everything. And there was one very senior CA. So I connected to one of my clients, and my client was trained by me. So the CA said, okay, we will do that. And my client asked him, why don't you send a proposal? So olden days, 20 years ago, he said, proposal वगैरह कुछ नहीं भेजते हैं हम, काम करेंगे, बाद में बिल भेज देंगे, हम किसी को फंसाते नहीं हैं, very very straight. But I started insisting कि सर आपको प्रपोजल देना पड़ेगा. ऐसा कैसे? बोला, अरे हर आदमी के लिए प्रपोजल देता बैठेगा, कैसे करेगा? So I said, sir, it's not a great deal. Just create one paper once forever and put the things in that and unko bhej do. So the same thing can be very easy. You need not to do that. So what we did, we converted a service into service product. Let's do that with everybody. So in this ecosystem, everything has to be placed and everything has to be on paper. Some important things. I'm not going to talk much. I just told only one thing here. See, in this ecosystem, we have investors and banks. So some of the investors in our story were there, but you got somebody who is a dinosaur, who is very very big, and he wants to purchase the company, and you have no option. In that case, most important is the relationship between the shareholders, the directors, and that has to be on also paper. I have not considered it here. But at that time, if they just want to decide the value, all these agreements count, all these relationships count a lot, and so much that it might increase the value by at least 3 times more. Okay, now we go here. I just want to give a takeaway. Key, what is actionable? It is must have micro, small, medium scale in MSME registration, because recovery, because we have got a provision that if you do not do the payments, you have sent an invoice and payments are not received as per the term, there is a special forum for you, which is just like a court. You can just go there, you need not to appoint lawyer, but if you appoint, that's okay, and you can start the recovery. Second, on every document which is related to transactions, please take my words, transactional documents have your terms and conditions. It is a must. Next, your proposals. Anturkar sir, this is a question. Anturkar sir, terms and condition, can you read one more word? I'm sure Anturkar sir will tell Anand, payment terms and conditions. Yes, payment the word payment is not there. It is all about payments.
Yeah, it's okay.
Right, sir?
Correct.
We started to make gains. I thought I want to help the society, and that's why I came into business. And if I don't keep the payment terms, there is no use. Every of these documents you go and you must have terms conditions. Then, if your website and mobile apps through which you are doing business, make sure that you have proper terms conditions. If they are not in place, you might be in the soup. Further, a lot of things which are must. You must have employee contracts. Whoever I meet, across this Pune circle and entrepreneurs, SMEs, except or unless they are corporates which are from US or Europe, all of us, they have no employment agreements in place. Sometimes it's offer letter, sometimes there's another thing, sometimes it is lost, and sometimes when you want to speak to them, they say, oh, I'm your consultant, I'm not your employee. That's the condition. Please make it sure. Vendor agreements, any party with which you deal, you take something from them, must have a contract. If it is not in place, I don't want to go to much details, it's not good for your health. Associates like your ISO consultant, those who give you services, they are on your board. Please have agreements with that. Any party to whom you deal, including your customers, if you think it is important, must have NDA karo, non-disclosure agreement, and never download an NDA from website, because it will be according to the US laws, you will not be able to enforce in India. Please make sure that it is a right document. One more thing, and the biggest, I'll just tell you, I used to prepare for competitive exams, and my teacher told me, sir, sometimes you don't know the answer, then what to do? So he used to tell me, whatever is the longest is correct all the time. So जो सबसे बड़ा रहेगा ना option, multiple objective questions, you select the longest one. Here, tell me what is the longest? Written communication of all promises. आपको बोल दिया कि 3 दिन में भेजता हूँ. Immediately write a mail, or you have a system where they will write a mail as per discussion with Mr. Gadge today this morning. You have promised us to make the payments in 24 hours, 2 days, 3 days, and immediately send a reminder. What is the next? Never hesitate to ask your money. उसमें कुछ crime ही नहीं, it is your right. You must send payment reminders, because if you do not send payment reminders, that will become defense for them, that they say that you are not interested. Law is not going to give money to those who are not interested to receive their money. So make sure that you have reminders, and if it is second, third, right, reminder 1, reminder 2, reminder 3, and after that, don't send infinite reminders. Immediately take legal action. I promise you a 70% recovery would be there. And if these documents are in place, these things will not happen to you. So finally, I want to tell you is that this process is a game. Entrepreneurship is a game, and make sure that the ball is always in the client's court. If the ball is in your court, you are a loser. Your cash flows will not be there. You will not get money. Your recovery is minimum. But if the ball is always in the client's court, everything will change and you will be called as a successful entrepreneur. So I'm just coming to the end. Thank you so much and see you again. Over to you, Mr. Biniwale.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Mr. Anand. Thank you very much. It was nice listening to you. And I have this forum open for all the participants now. You may please go ahead with your questions. You can type those questions in your chat box. And both the panelists will be taking those questions. Mr. Mohan Anturkar as well as Advocate Mahurkar. Otherwise, I have certain questions which have come to me from a few of our members.
Raju, please go ahead with your questions.
Yes. Mohanji, this question is to you. Usually, what happens when it comes to asking money?
Yeah.
You know, the SME entrepreneur who is doing his business, in a very small way. Say, particularly, this question is from an entrepreneur who is doing his business below 1 crore. So there is a psyche, there is a factor, you can say, complex factor or fear factor to ask money to a bigger player. To insist money, as you said, transfer the frustration. So there's a complex. So how to handle that complex?
I feel personally this is what I have said. It is a mind block. It is a mind block that buyer will not entertain you, buyer will not give you order, buyer will not entertain you in future. So it is a mind block. So we have to overcome that block and we have to start asking. So it is purely a mind block.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anand, there is a question from one of our participants. When a person, is in a smaller scale, if you are a big player, definitely you can rule your terms and conditions. But if you are a small player and if you ask for a written document, the big player are always no. Most of the transactions happen orally, unless you reach to a particular level. So how to handle these complexities, oral communications and your expectation of writing, or you can say written communication.
Okay. So basically, I think it is more of a question for Dr. Yogesh Pawar, but I can definitely answer. See, it's most important to see the characteristic of people who are around you and to whom you are dealing with. If somebody is doing this kind of conduct since the beginning, don't deal with them. It is very clear that they are going to put you in wrong position. They will not make your payments. They are unprofessional. So I have 100% confidence that deal with professionals, and God has made clients for everybody. We have to just go and find out. So if you are getting, this is a litmus test that, you are contacting and they are not giving you communication. They are not giving you written communication. It means there is some problem, or you are dealing with somebody who doesn't have the power. And why you want to work with that person? It has to be properly through a written communication. If it is not coming, do not consider it as a business opportunity. It's a fake opportunity because it is going to just invest some money from you. It's my clear-cut understanding and experience. I have seen multiple times. So this is not a business opportunity. Those who are serious, doesn't matter big or small, they will always communicate. They will always give you formal approval. They will always give orders. Those who really want to squeeze you, take the benefit of your position, don't deal with them. That is my advice.
Okay. Anand, there is
I
one
100% agree with it.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah, please.
Sorry. So Anand sir, thanks for your time. I have one question. The 45 days payment terms for MSME, this is applicable to which kind of customers? Is there any category for those customers this is compulsory, or it is for all?
No. That condition is for the MSME service provider or the manufacturer. It's not for the customer. There is no class of customer as such. There is only classification of MSME. So what you have to do is that get registration done. But still, those who are there and may not have right recovery, we have some judgments of Supreme Court which says that by conduct, if you are MSME, but if you are not registered, still you come in the ambit of that. So don't worry, sir. Don't worry of all these things. Just make sure that you get registration. Put your registration number on all invoices. You will get calls from companies that remove the MSME registration number and send the invoice. It is a litmus test. It means that there is a problem with payments.
Okay. My question was, is this
No.
law applicable for companies of 100 crores and above? Not from registration point of
What
view.
I'm saying again, that you just make sure that you fall in MSME or not. Don't worry about your clients, because the classification is not for clients. Classification is for the manufacturer and service provider.
Perfect. Thank you, sir.
There is a question from Mr. Chaudhary.
Please go ahead, sir.
My point, I have visited number of times China and many other countries. My experience with Chinese people is very simple. Whatever they want to sell, they say first pay and take the delivery. So is it possible even in India that I am running a factory for 45 years, and other than my corporate clients like Telco, Mahindra and Bajaj, other than these three people, I have enforced after learning that they are bad paymasters. I started telling them that, sorry, I stopped my policy of giving credit other than these three companies. If you want to buy my product, you have to pay in advance, and then I have no worry to supply. Initially, they were hesitant for 1.5 months. How we are getting 25 years from you a credit. Now you are asking a early advance payment 100%. So I said, yes, this is the policy decision of my company from today. And I suffer for 1.5 months. I have not received the orders from those clients. And after 1.5 months, they have no option because my rates are competitive. My product is approved by these all vendors like Telco, Bajaj and Mahindra. I have absolutely no problem of dealing for this 20 years, getting advance payment from all my clients like Lumax, Fiam and many other companies who buy my product.
Okay.
So you can, if you have a quality product, if you have a branded product, you can definitely insist your customers, other than these big giants of vehicle manufacturer, that sorry, I stopped giving any credit to all these dealers. Of course, for Budhwarpet market, I was giving a credit of 30 days because I know each and every dealer. But other than Budhwarpet market, any outstation people, I never give a credit. Even they are the vendors of Tata, Bajaj and Mahindra. That is my policy. And that helped me a lot. I have no financial problem because of this tendency. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Any question?
Keep it. I'm sure I'm 100% sure that people around are all going to learn from this experience of yours. Jyotiji, thank you very much for sharing. Thank you.
Chaudhary sir, that's what we should be doing. That's what I feel also. And it's a wonderful experience which you have shared. We are all inspired by this. It is possible. Thank you very much, sir.
Anand, there is a question which has come from one of our members.
Yes.
The question is, what I need to do, the topic says, building an ecosystem. Meaning, what should I be doing right in my business, point by point? Maybe agreement you said. So that is one document rather. But in a process, like if it is a manufacturing company, till sale happens, what are the things I should take care?
See, I will say that, it is a myth that I will become big and then I will put everything in place. Till that time, I have to deal with people like that. From the day one, you start following these basics. If you really have come in business to be a long player or
So what are the basics?
Yes, the basic is that, first, when you start taking your first order, you must have a proposal with terms conditions. Once you get the purchase order, read that. And suppose you agreed for 45 days payment. So Andurkar sir already told you should immediately drop a mail. You are not paid. 1, 2, 3 remarks. So these are the basics. I mean, it doesn't need a special GAN for that. And only that I think it is procrastination. We are not doing that. Any of our friends will provide you. And the terms and conditions is common sense. That I want this much advance, I will get in this month and get it reviewed. So I want to tell you is that this is the ecosystem. Whoever is the party you are dealing with, make sure that your deal is on a paper. Otherwise, don't deal. The parties who say आम्ही agreement sign करत नसतो, तुम्ही सांगायचं आम्ही तुमच्याशी काम करत नसतो. They will come back. Just sir told. And he was telling very good ki Mahindra Tatas, they are allowing the 60-day credit because they sign proper agreements with you, and you can take action. So Raju sir, why my saying is that there is basic means only one liner. Always have a written communication of your deal. That is enough. And if you are doing the deal multiple times, make a standardized document then.
And there's a last question from our member, from my side. Suppose somebody is giving a check or has given a check after repeated insistence of the payment due. Now it is bounced. So obviously, a complaint is lodged and it is in the court of law now. The member wants to understand, is there any time limit? I mean, if I just go to court, will it be again a court kind of a thing, or there is a time limit?
No, I tell the time limits. There are 2, 3 things. I want to tell you one important thing. Those who issue checks and you have a fear that it will bounce, never ask them that I am going to deposit it. Directly deposit it first. तुम्ही त्यांना जर कधीही विचारलं की मी डिपॉझिट करू का, ते सांगतील आज नको करू. And they will come to court and tell that I already told him that not to deposit, but he still deposited. This guy is a nuisance. So never ask them, because the check itself tells you this is the date of deposition. Deposit it. 1. If the check is deposited and it is bounced, we have to issue a legal notice within 1 month's time. Don't miss out on that. And after the legal notice is issued and sent, we have another 1 month within which we have to institute or we have to lodge a criminal complaint. And it is so strong. I'm coming to the point which Mr. Biniwale said, that we in Pune, we have special code for check bounce matter. We are very fortunate. We are in the Pune ecosystem. We have special codes, and they're very fast codes as compared to the rest of the India. Even I have seen in Delhi, Noida, but Pune codes are very smart, and they really understand that there are very smart and good judges these days. So they really understand. So they just give 1 or 2 opportunities to decide, like a small counseling. Otherwise, immediately send you behind the bars. So do not hesitate. This fear will make your payments immediately. I explain the timelines, by the way. Deposit, don't tell. Second, within 1 month, send legal notice, and then your lawyer will take it further. Within 1 month, they will lodge the criminal complaint. And in the check bounce matters, you can go for both civil as well as criminal. So it is. I'm not going into details. Please contact your proper lawyer. He will help you properly.
In fact,
I want to give a disclaimer that I'm not here to solicit my services, friends. I really want to share the experiences and inspire you to put things in place.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. No, I'm 100% sure. I'm 100% sure, Anand, that's exactly what we are here for together. Yeah. And the whole purpose of this webinar, Mohanji, once again, your energy reflects always. I was, while I had to go for some emergency, but I was back and I'm already receiving messages about how it has happened. Similarly, Anand, thank you very much. You've always been a good professional, and that's what you've displayed even today. I'm also thanking all the participants who have come in, including Mr. Shah, Mr. Bipin said, and people across the entire Arise community. If you have, we intend to start a recovery cell. If you have queries that you have, I have already dropped down the chat on the chat box, the email address that you can write down. You will access. It's called ariseforindia.com. So it's already there. You may want to write down your queries there of collections if you have any, and we will look into that matter for sure, because we're doing it for some of our members already. So all the best, people. We will meet in the next webinar, which will be conducted, and the entire series is for Inspiring India Movement. Do be a part of all these webinars in numbers that we were here today, and every time our goal would be to give you information that will help you to move forward. So thank you very much once again, everybody. Mohanji, thank you very much. Anandji, thank you.
Thank you.
Rajan, thank you. Chaudhary Sahab, thank you.
Thank you.
Bipin said, thank you very much. And everybody who's joined the webinar, thank you very much for doing it. Thank you. Bye-bye.